If you're traveling to an NBCC campus in New Brunswick from an international country, there's some important information you need to know to ensure your IT account doesn't get locked out, and that your devices work properly upon arrival, and that you're able to properly be supported with any questions or issues that may arise. Our IT team at NBCC has put together an international travel checklist that we highly recommend all students review when traveling. So if we bring up the checklist here on the screen, the very first item on the checklist here is to ensure that you have a secondary form of multi-factor authentication set up to avoid the possibility of getting locked out of your account. So what often happens is international students will activate their IT accounts and then have their multi-factor authentication code being sent to the phone that they have at that time. Upon arrival in New Brunswick, many students will receive a new phone and therefore will deactivate the old phone. The MFA code is being sent to the old phone, and so what happens is the students are no longer able to get that code and end up getting locked out of their account. So to avoid that happening, we highly recommend that all students set up a backup or a secondary form where they can receive their code. So what our IT team recommends is to have something called the WinOTP Manager installed on your Windows laptop computer. So a step-by-step guide on how to install it is available here. You can also, if I go to the NBCC.ca website, you can also find the guide by going under the Student Services section. And then under IT Services here, we're just going to go under the second option, which is Get Started. And so this would have been the page you went to when you activated your IT account. So just below the activation window right here, there's going to be a couple of guides right here for the WinOTP Authenticator. So the first one here is a PDF guide. So if you click on that, it's going to show you here step by step how to do that. So you're just going to open up the Microsoft Store on your Windows machine, and then you're just going to search for WinOTP, and then you're just going to download and install the application onto your computer, and then that's where you would receive the code. There's also a video guide right here that shows you how to do that. Now, if you happen not to have a laptop computer that you can install WinOTP on, that's okay. There's another secondary option here. So if I click on View the Video Guide right here, it'll show you how you can have the secondary MFA code basically sent to another source, such as maybe your parents' or spouse's phone. So you could have them just call the code into, again, parent or spouse, or if you have an apartment here in New Brunswick, you could have the code called into that number as well. So if you don't have a laptop, just view the video guide here and you'll be able to set up a secondary source. The next item on the checklist here is that if you are bringing a laptop or device from another country to New Brunswick, it's important to consider the power source of your device, as you may be required to purchase an adapter to have it charge and be plugged in. And so we have a guide available right here. So if you click here, it's going to open up this page here that shows you a map of the world. So New Brunswick is located right over here. So we're in this kind of pinky maroon type color here. And so we see here it's type A and B right here. So if we scroll down here, type A is this option right here, and type B is this option right here. So either one of these two would work here in New Brunswick. All right, so we're going to go back to the checklist. And so if you're going to be purchasing a new laptop computer, we highly recommend a Windows-based PC. NBCC is a Windows-based school, so we highly recommend that you get a Windows PC. And do not purchase a Google Chromebook, because the Google Chromebooks are not fully compatible with Windows 10 and 11. So our IT team has put together a list of program technology requirements. So where you can find that is if you go back to the NBCC.ca website. If we go under Student Services, there's going to be the Recommended Computer Specifications link here. So we'll click on Recommended Computer Specifications. We'll scroll down here. And so the minimum specifications required I can just click on the little plus icon here and it's going to give me that. And so depending on the program that you're in will depend on the type of laptop computer you are required to have. So if, for example, you're in the business program, you're not going to need as good a computer as if you were in, for example, the gaming program or information technology program, for example. So you can just click the little plus button here and it's going to give you the specifications that you need for your laptop. All right, now if you happen to have an Apple or a Mac computer, you will be required to install something called Boot Camp on there so that you can install the Windows operating system. So where you can get those instructions is, again, if we go to the Student Services section of our website. From there, you can go under the Software section under IT Services. So just go under Software, and then for Apple Macintosh users here, I can click on the little plus here, and then it says how to run. There's a video here on how to run Boot Camp and install Windows on your Mac computer, and currently Windows 10 is the recommendation at the New Brunswick Community College. All right, so if we go back to the checklist, the next item on here is that if you're bringing a laptop or device from another country here, we want to make sure that you have the date and time settings updated to the Atlantic Canada time zone. So how you can do that is if you click on the little date and time here in the lower right hand corner of your Windows-based machine, it'll show you the date and time settings here. So if I click on date and time settings, it'll open up here, and I just want to ensure that I'm on the Atlantic Canada time. So Atlantic time Canada, that's the option I want to choose, and then you're good to go. And so the last option or item here on our checklist is that if you are required to have somebody from our IT team look at your computer, please ensure that you have the English language operating system installed. So we have a step-by-step guide here. You click right there, it'll show you how to change the language on your computer or laptop if you need to. But I'll show you quickly how you can do that is if you just, again, click on the date and time here and go back under the date and time settings. In here on the left-hand side of the screen here, there's going to be a language option. So if I click the language option, it'll show me the default language that I have set up on my computer at the time. And then all I have to do is right here where it says add a language, I can click add a language, and then I can search for the language that I want to go and install. So you just would select it, press the next button, and then follow through the options. And then you just want to make sure that afterwards the Windows display language is set to either English United States or English Canada. Either one of those would be fine. And so thanks for watching, and if you do have any questions or issues with regards to traveling internationally and any concerns about your IT related services or account, feel free to reach out to our help desk team. And how you can reach out to them, again, is just go to the NBCC.ca website and then just go under Student Services and the Help Desk link right here. So if you go under Help Desk, it'll show you all of our help desk locations here based on whatever campus here. You can submit a help desk ticket if you have an active IT account that is not locked out. You can click on the link there to submit a help desk ticket, or feel free to call our 1-800 number here.